Welcome to the lecture on what-if analysis, also known as sensitivity analysis. Let's get started. What-if analysis allows decision makers to explore how changes in input variables affect target outputs. This is particularly helpful when managing multiple input variables with complex relationships. By asking what-if questions, decision makers can better prepare for alternative futures. We will explore three key techniques for what-if analysis using Excel: data tables, goal seek, and scenario manager. A data table shows how outputs change when one or two input variables are modified across a range of values. One-way data table assesses how a single input variable affects the output. For example, analyzing the impact of return on investment on profit margins. Two-way data table evaluates the combined effect of two input variables on an output. For example, understanding how a down payment and interest rate affect monthly mortgage payments. Let's consider Claire, who wants to predict her retirement savings over 30 years. She wants to analyze how different saving rates ranging from 6% to 15% in 1% increments affect her retirement balance. We will continue on with using the retirement calculator data file. Let's use the data table function to see what the ending balance will be based on differing levels of saving rates. To replicate the example from the textbook, first open the retirement calculator file saved in the resources section of this module. Then follow the steps as indicated on this slide. Our results reveal that the ending balance for a 6% savings rate is $583,350, 1 cent, and a savings rate of 15% will result in a balance of $1,108,365, 2 cents when all other input variables stay the same. We will use goal seek for our continued example. Excel's goal seek is the what-if analysis that can determine the exact value of the input variable to achieve a desired outcome. Claire has a goal of an ending balance of $1.5 million after 20 years of working. She wants to know what her savings rate should be to reach this goal. Goal seek allows you to set a desired outcome or goal by experimenting with one input variable at a time. Goal seek works backward to identify the exact value for an input variable to reach the desired outcome. To conduct goal seek analysis using the example from the previous slide, please complete the steps as displayed on this slide. Once you have completed the steps, we can see that a savings rate of 35% will be the solution for a goal balance of $1.5 million. Scenario Manager allows decision makers to analyze and compare multiple scenarios with multiple input variables. For example, a business owner can assess the potential risks and outcomes of different expansion plans by comparing up to 32 possible scenarios. The tool also generates a summary report, which includes the input values and corresponding results for all scenarios. This makes it easier to visualize and analyze complex decisions. Claire is evaluating 3 job offers with varying salaries, retirement matches, and growth rates. National healthcare company, $60,000 salary, 3% annual growth, 3.5% match. Small startup, $48,000 salary, 5% growth, 5% match. Global consulting firm, $65,000 salary, 4% growth, 2% match. Claire wants to understand how each offer will affect her retirement savings after 10, 20, and 30 years. This is one of the few times that I felt the textbook did a good job walking through the steps of an analysis. These steps are on page 602 in your book chapter. When we follow these steps as depicted on this slide and in the textbook, we can view the summary report to compare the job offers. In reviewing the scenario summary, we can see that the job at the National Healthcare Company results in the highest retirement savings at 10, 20, and 30 years. What-if analysis tools, data tables, goal seek, and scenario manager are useful techniques for exploring different assumptions and their impacts on outputs. This concludes the lecture on what-if analysis. Thank you for your attention.